abstract classes represent abstract concepts. In our previous tutorial, we created different classes that inherited properties and methods from its parent. If we look at the animal class hierarchy, the animal class itself is an abstract concept. We can vaguely say animal, but what type of animal? A dog might be a narrow enough concept, but a German Shepherd is definitely a concrete class, not abstract. Abstract classes are classes that start with the keyword abstract. If a class contains at least one abstract method, it must be declared as abstract. If a method in an abstract class is defined as abstract, it can only declare the method's signature. There can be no implementation of the method itself. Also, all methods that are marked as abstract, when inherited, must be implemented in the child class. You will be required to pretty much copy the method signature completely as is, so divisibility, signature, etc. Let's look at a couple of examples and hopefully this will make sense. You're more than welcome to continue the modification as is. What I ended up doing is just creating a subdirectory that contains the new file, and then I copied over the animal, dog, German Shepherd, and mammal classes just because I'll be modifying these classes, most likely all of them, and I just want them in a separate directory. Okay, now that that's out of the way, I'll require once German Shepherd.php. Not sure why it's giving me an error. It should be within the same directory, but I guess we'll double check and make sure everything is good. And then we'll instantiate the German Shepherd dog. And we'll say Brown, October 10th, 2015, and then Brown again. Save it, and then we'll call, for example, the bark method. Let's go open that up, click abstract classes, click our abstract class.php, and there we go, has heart, one loud barking. So I guess that's from the previous tutorial. I did not remove it. Let's get back into the code. And now our dog is an abstract concept. So what does that mean? That means what we're going to be doing is actually declaring this class as an abstract class. Why? We don't want this class to ever be capable of being instantiated because it's an abstract concept, so there's no reason why we should ever be able to instantiate this class. This class only needs to be inherited. So if we look through here, we can actually leave all of these methods as is, and everything should still work exactly the same because, I mean, all dogs bark, and they probably bark the exact same way. All dogs walk, so they walk the exact same way, and I think we're going to leave it as is. We're going to go ahead and refresh over here, and we get the exact same thing. I'm going to go ahead and look at our bark method inside German Shepherd, and I'm going to go ahead and remove this portion because it's kind of unnecessary. All right, so German Shepherd is a concrete class that has just inherited from an abstract concept or an abstract class called dog. That dog had some properties and some methods inside there, but no abstract methods so far. And I think we should go ahead and create one. So what's inside our dog? Let's just say that every single dog actually barks differently. So we don't actually want to specify any kind of implementation. All we want to do is create the declaration. And the way you would do that is you would say abstract public function bark, and we can even say, hey, this is actually not going to return anything. We could just say void, and then instead of doing our open close curly braces, we're actually just going to end this with a semicolon. So let's see what happens right now if we try to refresh our page. This fatal error, declaration bark must be compatible with dog bark. So what we need to do is we need to look at our German Shepherd class and look at our bark, and we can see that we created a bark, but we didn't actually exactly specify it like it was here inside of our dog class, which means right here we have to say, hey, this is actually not going to be returning anything. It's going to be returning void. So now everything should be good to go. If we go back over here, hit refresh, we get loud barking. Let's go ahead and take a look at something else. All right, now inside of our mammal class, we have this walk method. And what I want to do is, instead of actually implementing it inside of our mammal class, I want this to be an abstract method. So we'll declare this method as abstract and remove any kind of implementation. And we get this error right here, underlined, that says class must be declared abstract. Of course, because we have an abstract method. So we'll specify abstract class mammal extends animal. Can we implement this method inside of this abstract class? Let's take a look. We hit refresh, we get allowed barking, and that means that it can, as a matter of fact, be implemented. So not only did we implement it inside of our mammal class, so we set it, well, actually not implement, but we declared it as abstract inside of our mammal class. We went ahead and implemented it inside of our dog class, and we then overrode that implementation inside of our German Shepherd class. Can we skip it? Sure. What we can do is actually do the exact same thing. Declare this method as abstract. So abstract public function walk. And let's go to our mammal and abstract public function walk string. I'm just going to go ahead and copy the same exact thing. Should work. Not sure why that's underlining it. This cannot make non-abstract. It could be just looking at different files. So let's go ahead and hit refresh. And as you can see, we actually get that correct answer. So, it's a good thing that we're experiencing errors like this that aren't actually errors. So pretty soon we're going to be looking at namespaces, and that should eliminate any kind of errors where it doesn't know what it's looking at, right? So right here, we're getting an error that says, can I make a non-abstract method mammal walk abstract? But if we go to our mammal class, it actually does state that it's an abstract method. So like I said, that's just because of namespace conflict, and we'll get into that in a few tutorials. So it's a good thing that we're seeing this error right now. Just know that it's not actually an error. All right, so our mammal class declared this walk method as abstract and just did the declaration right here. Our dog class then extended it, and because we didn't want to implement it, we actually just had to declare it inside here. If we remove this and go back and hit refresh, we're not getting any kind of errors. So we're actually pretty good to go. The only time we're going to be getting an error is if we remove this walk method from our German Shepherd class. So let's go ahead and hit refresh, and it says class German Shepherd contains one abstract method and must therefore be declared abstract or implement the remaining methods. And as you can see, it says mammal walk. So what we can do is either specify that the class itself is abstract because it's implementing an abstract method, or we can actually implement that method, and there that is. So let's go ahead and hit refresh one more time. Then there we go, allowed barking. So that's really all there is to abstract classes. I'll see you guys in the next tutorial.